Hello YouTube! Today I have a really exciting video because I'm doing a first impressions of the new Tati Beauty palette. That's why I don't have any eye makeup on, because I really want to try it on my eyes and kind of give you... Why am I holding scissors? So I'm going to do a first impressions on the Tati Beauty palette. I ordered it on the day that it came out. It actually didn't take me that long to get through checkout, but there was somewhat of a wait time, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I think she had 100,000 palettes and she sold out that same day. So I'm so happy that I got it. Let me actually pull out how much I got it for. So the palette was $48, and then with shipping and taxes, it ended up costing me $59.88. But I noticed that shipping was actually supposed to be $4.95 instead of $5.95. So she did have a message on Instagram saying that they would refund everyone back that $1. And if you subtract the extra dollar that we were charged for, it actually comes out to $58.88 for this palette, which is kind of a lot considering that most of the time if you go in person and buy the palette, it wouldn't have these extra fees on it. But since it is only available online, you're expected to pay some of that shipping and the taxes. The palette launched on October 25th. I received it on November 4th, and with standard shipping, it was supposed to take about 5 to 7 business days. So I was really hoping that it would come last week, but it came yesterday. And now that I have it, I'm just going to open it now and kind of show you what the packaging is and what you can expect when you order your palette from Tati Beauty. Also, I thought it was worth mentioning that I am subscribed to Tati, but I'm not like a Tati fangirl, if that makes sense. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to buy this palette or not when it first came out, but after watching some of the reviews, I was like, okay, I need this. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it and get a lot of use out of this palette. So it just comes in a standard black box, which is nice because I thought it was gonna come in a big like cardboard brown box. So there's not really any branding on here. It's one of those boxes that is kind of a flap. It opens up. There's only like 2 pieces of tape holding this together. Okay, let's open her up. Ooh, there is branding in here. So if you can see, Tati's face is in here. Then you have your receipt. Instead of using bubble wrap or anything like that, they opted to use like a paper mesh thing. I don't know what to call it. And I think this is nice because she also made it a point to kind of say that this is a paper palette instead of plastic. Oh, and if you take it out, it says, "Beautiful is your story to tell." And this is kind of the messaging that you see all over her website. So I think this is nice packaging. It's a little bit special. It's not as cool as the PR packages that you see online, but I still think it's an awesome way to kind of show customers appreciation and to really personalize it to her brand. Okay, now we're gonna unwrap it. And it is pretty protected in here. I kind of like this. Okay. Alright, and then comes in a plastic bag. And then it comes with a sleeve with some spot UV going on. It's kind of more like a matte, like charcoal color. I thought it was just gonna be black. And then here's the palette. So I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this already on the interwebs, so I don't really have to like go over the palette, but I just wanted to kind of compare like what I thought it was going to be versus what it actually is when I have it in my hands. To be honest, when I first saw the palette, I was kind of underwhelmed with the packaging, but now that I feel it in my hands, it does feel really nice. It has the nice like soft touch feel to it, which I know will get dirty, but it like feels weighty and it feels really nice, so... Okay, now let's open her up. Ooh, okay. These glitters actually look a lot different from what I thought they were. Okay, let's take a look at this mirror that everyone's been raving about. It actually really is a nice mirror, so like I could totally see myself going to travel with it. Wow, okay. I'm just taking a second to kind of take it all in. And I'm trying to figure out if like this orange color is actually a lot more red in person. I was not really expecting that. I was expecting it to be like a true orangey color, but it is pretty warm. And I'm just trying to figure out like how I can use these colors like on an everyday basis, because this palette really is made for like the everyday makeup wear. And I'm kind of just like intrigued with these glitters. I thought it was going to be more of like that kind of like gel based glitter, and I also thought that these would be a lot more chunky. She also said that you can like bend this back as time goes on, but like I don't want to do that right now. But I'll just get a little bit closer to kind of show you the colors. You've already seen this palette a million times, but down here you have the different colors, and then on the, what is this, the y-axis, is this correct? You have glitter, metallic, sequin, and matte shades. So I'm just gonna go in and swatch these and see how I feel about them. I will not put primer on my arm because I really don't think that will make a difference really. Let's just dive into like the glitters because that's really what I'm interested in right now. And also, side note, I like just removed all my nail polish, so excuse my like grubby little fingers, but you're gonna have to deal with it. Ooh, okay. This looks a lot more blue to me than I thought it would be. Ooh. It does feel really nice and soft though. And now let's go into this color. It really does feel like an eyeshadow though. It doesn't really feel like that like jelly like wet glitter, so I'm really intrigued by this formula. And I'm excited to use these on my eyes. I'm just like inspecting them because I feel like online they look a lot different than what I thought they were going to be. Ooh, that's nice. Like this Aura shade right here, I thought it was gonna be a lot more like peachy, but now I'm seeing there's like actually green flecks and glitters in there. And maybe you could see it better when I show a close-up here. I'm trying to get this glitter off my fingers. And then the last one, the Aura glitter, I'm really excited to try. I'll do a little bit more of that. Ooh! Okay. Here they are. So here they are with my iPhone lighting. Oh my god, I'm so excited to wear these. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah, the Aura one, this one right here, it just has a lot more green in it than I expected. You can't really see it on camera though. So the next row that I'm really interested in swatching is the sequins. This formula I was kind of iffy about just because I feel like I'm not sure if I'm supposed to use it in the crease or if I'm using it on the lid. I think I'll get a better idea once I swatch them. So let's just go right in. So the memory one is like a black with a purple glitter. And that actually looks really nice. These all feel really good too. Like, I'm really interested to see how they perform on the eyes. Or even like Soothe, it's kind of more of like a transition shade, but it has that glitter in it, so I'm just interested to see if it's going to work on my skin tone on the lid. Okay, I don't have any more fingers. And here is the sequins. And here it is with my iPhone light. You can definitely see the sequins on here. It's actually really pretty. So I think you would use these on the lid. Oh my god, that's so pretty. So now that I've swatched the sequins formula, I can say that this would look so good at nighttime. Like if you're going out, and putting this just like all over the lid would be so nice. So instead of swatching all the colors on camera, I'm honestly just going to swatch it off camera and then kind of just like take a look at the colors and see what I can use for my look today. I'm excited, and let's see how this performs on my eyes. Okay, we got the close-up lens on. I'm in the room that I usually get ready in, and going to tie my hair up. I've been like prepping for this video because I washed all my brushes and I am ready to do my makeups. First thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelids. I'm using this Smashbox one. It is a 24-hour photo finish primer. It's been my favorite. I rely heavily on this primer. And I'm going to try and do this makeup with the mirror that's provided. Today we will just try and see how travel friendly this palette really is. Also, another thing that I'm looking for when testing out this palette is just kind of seeing how it works with someone who has a more medium skin tone like me, and if I need to dip into any other palettes in order to get the desired look I'm going for. So I'm going to go in with Aura with a big fluffy brush right here, and I'm just going to put that all over my eyelids. And this color was kind of a worry for me because I thought it might be a little bit too pale to put all over my eyelid, but it looks to be okay. Just kind of doing a little bit of a lighter hand with it, especially since I want to use it to highlight under my brow bone. I don't look crazy yet. What I'm going to do is actually put powder under my eyes because usually I do my makeup first, but today we did our face first and now we're gonna do the makeup. So let me put powder on my eyes really quick and get back. And I'm back with powder. So now we're gonna go in with Matte Soothe and use that as our transition color. I'm really not trying to say all the brush names that I'm using because a lot of these have actually worn off, but I am using a blending brush. I think it's from Morphe. I'm scared to see if there's any fallout, which like a lot of times like every palette is going to have fallout, so it's not that big of a deal. But as you can see, there's a little bit of fallout, but honestly, that doesn't bother me. I don't understand why everyone makes such a big deal out of fallout. And this color is pretty warm. I'm gonna go in here with a bigger fluffy brush and just kind of blend it out more. And I'm definitely not a beauty guru. I'm just an avid beauty user that loves makeup. So please don't come for me if my blending isn't on point. I was really expecting this to be a lot more neutral and tan, and on camera it kind of looks more neutral, but in person it looks a lot more like orangey and warm to me. And upon the first time using them, I'm noticing that it blends out super well. So now I'm gonna go in with Ritual, which is the darker brown color, and use that on the outer corner of my eye. And I actually have to stop holding this mirror to use for a makeup application because it's getting a little bit too heavy. So I'm gonna switch over to my smaller mirror that I always use, which is just this hourglass one. It's a lot lighter, so I can actually get in and blend a lot better with this. So I'm gonna go in with a small pencil brush and get that on there, and I will define my outer corner with it. So I'm really going in there and trying to smoke this out more with that brown color with Ritual, and I think it's Soothe. So I think I need to blow this out a little bit more, so I'm going to go back in with Soothe and blend the harsh edges. So next I'm going to go in with Story. I'm just like kind of curious to see how this color performs because it looked a lot more orange in pictures, but now it's like looking pretty red in person. So I'm just gonna put this on the outer. Oh, did I just make a mistake? I don't know. It is a really nice vibrant color though. And I feel like the camera isn't picking up how much I'm blending these shadows out. Like here, it's like showing it a lot more harsh than it is in real life. I don't know if I just made a mistake by doing that, but I'm just gonna blend it all out. And these colors really do blend out really well. Next, I'm gonna go in with Soothe, and since this is a metallic, I'm gonna go in with a brush first to see how it goes, and then if it needs to be used with a finger, I'll go ahead and use it with a finger. Wow, okay, that is super nice. Can y'all see that? I'm gonna bring it up a little bit high. Oh, I really like that color. I don't know why I didn't swatch these sooner. But yeah, this works so nice with just a brush. I'm so used to like using metallics and like super shimmery colors with my fingers nowadays. But this is working really well with the brush. Kind of doing a little bit of a cut crease. I honestly think I'm throwing everything I know out the window right now and doing my makeup so differently than how I usually do. And lastly, I'm going to go in with the matte black color, which is Memory, and just define the outer corner. And this black is really well. I'm not getting too much fallout. Then I'm gonna go back in with Aura and highlight under the brow bone. And this also helps with blending. For my inner corner, I'm gonna go in with the metallic Aura, and I feel like that will go really well with this look. That is super shiny. So usually if I'm wearing makeup during the daytime, I would just leave it like this. But since we are trying out this palette, I really want to use the Glitter Soothe and see how that looks on the lids. And I'm going to use my fingers to apply this. This is going on my lids pretty well, and one thing that's unique about her glitters is that you don't need any sort of primer to put it on. Usually I would use like a glitter glue from Too Faced, but this is actually going on pretty well and it's really nice. And what's nice is like once you're patting this on, it's not lifting off, because I feel like that's a big problem with glitter. Like once you have it down and once you start patting it, it's kind of starts lifting off of itself. I think I went overboard, but I'm gonna do the finishing touches and finish up my makeup, and then I will give you my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, so here is how the final look turned out. I feel like I went a little bit too dramatic for the daytime, but I'm going out for dinner later, so this is totally fine. Also, something that makes this palette really worth it to me is that the blendability of these colors is superb. So overall, even though this palette is super basic, I think that the things that make it stand out are really the glitters and the sequin formula, which I'm dying to wear like for another occasion. But I feel like the metallics work really well, and everything blended out super great, and you wouldn't expect anything less from Tati. And since she is someone who reviews so many products, I feel like she really understands the importance of formula and blending. And I think it's also important to note that she is someone that doesn't really do Instagram makeup, so her look is more like of a glamorous version of what, you know, the everyday woman would do. Some things about the palette that I wish were a little bit different were the Soothe color. I think I ended up making it work, but it is a shade that I thought was going to be a little bit more on the brown side and not so much on the orange side, and that's just kind of a bummer because I thought it was going to be the perfect transition color for every day. I did find that I had to finesse it a little bit just to get it to kind of that more richer brown that I was looking for, but it worked overall. One thing that also stood out to me was how well the metallic was working with just a brush. So after I put it on my lid, I ended up going in and like swatching it on my arm just to see how it would perform. Overall, I think that this palette is definitely worth your money for the 48 bucks plus tax and shipping. This is a palette that I'm going to use every day, or at least I hope I use it every day. I'm going to keep this makeup on for the rest of the day, and then I'm going to do kind of a wear test and show you how it looks at the end of the night. So I'm interested to see how long the shadows actually last on my lids, and to see if there's any fallout with the glitters, because after playing with this, I noticed that they do tend to move. So I'm excited to see how my makeup looks at the end of the night and to see how these perform through many hours of wear. Okay, I've got my ring light out. It is now 10:30, so I've had this on for like over 10 hours now. So far it has held up pretty great. There is some creasing going on, but it is kind of minimal creasing, especially since I have oily lids. Usually by the end of the night they're like super separated here, but this has held up really well considering I didn't use like a glitter glue. Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by this. So I don't really have any negatives to say about the palette except for that one color that I was expecting to be a little bit more cool tone and more brown, but other than that, I can't really think of any other negatives. So I'm going to continue to use the palette, and if my thoughts and opinions change on it, I will definitely update you. But so far, I love the palette. When she has another restock, I definitely recommend that you go pick it up because it is definitely a versatile palette. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give me a like if you liked it or found it informational. If you grabbed this palette, let me know what you think of it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Does this look good?
Yeah, it looks great.